Well, it is a beautiful afternoon in Philadelphia, and what better way to spend that afternoon than watching a baseball game here at Citizens Bank Park. So grab the kids, hitch a ride, and head on down to the ballpark as the Phillies get set to take on the Marlins one more time. And NBC Sports Philadelphia presents Weekends with Schmidt, presented by AT PHI Markets. So here are the up-to-minute standings in the National League East. The Phillies able to gain a game on the Braves yesterday. They lost to the Washington Nationals. The Phils won 2 straight over the Marlins, so they sit 6.5 games back in the NL East. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Phillies Baseball alongside Mike Schmidt and John Kruk. I'm Greg Murphy in for Tom McCarthy this afternoon. Well, last night, the Phils able to get game number 2 of this series and win this series, and they did it with outstanding use of the bullpen. We saw a lot of guys last night, John, but if they're going to pitch the way they did last night, that's okay.
Yeah, when Vince struggled early in the game, they had, Gabe had no choice but to go to that bullpen, and the only way when you fall behind to come back and win games like that is your bullpen has to be fantastic. First game of this series, look, it was kind of an easy thing to do. Only one reliever used. But yesterday, you said it, Murph, 7 bullpen pitchers for the Phillies, 7 innings pitched, only 2 hits, no earned runs, 8 strikeouts. They did what they had to do to give this team a chance to win, and then Cesar came up with the big hit to put the game away.
They absolutely did, and they're doing the little things, or they have certainly in this series, Mike. They win this series against the Marlins, but why not go for the sweep at this point? And last night they did just enough, and it was a big home run off the bat of Cesar Hernandez that got the job done.
Yes, it was. The big question is the home run what we need to rely on to win games? Well, we're going to see some graphics on our screen right now to tell you just how often the home run helps the Phillies win. And obviously last night, Cesar Hernandez's 3-run home run won the ball game for the Phillies. John and I discussed in the booth during the broadcast last night how in the old school, the old times when we played, that was a bunt situation. But now in Gabe Kapler's world and the new world of baseball, no longer do they bunt in those situations. They swing for the fences. Now here you see game-winning RBIs by the home run this season. First in the National League with 42. Percentage of runs scored by the home run this year, 45.2%, which is second in the National League. Well, these are all good numbers, so what do we have to do to win more ball games? Is it play a little bit more ABC baseball, move runners, or continue to swing for the fences? Now, I'm not saying they're swinging for the fences, but I say they rely on the home run to win ball games. Time will tell whether that's the right approach. Hitting more home runs, I guess, would win games for us, right?
That's a good thing from
I
a
guess
guy
we
that
need to hit more
them.
home runs. Anyway, they're fun to watch, and they're fun when they happen like last night.
Well, let's see if the Phils can do a little bit more of that today, scoring runs, and maybe get some good pitching as well from Nick Pivetta. He'll get the start for the Phils. Start number 30 for him. He is 7-12. Jose Urena will start for the Miami Marlins as the Phils look for a sweep. The lineups and first pitch when we come back. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. By Toyota, tested, trusted Toyota. Let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phillies. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at ibx.com. get set to play game number 3 of this series. The Phillies have taken the first 2. And earlier today, our T-Mobile Built for Baseball. How about a home run derby, the 48th annual home run derby here at Citizens Bank Park with the Phillies. Over 22,000 Little Leaguers get a chance to compete in local and regional tournaments to get right here this morning to Citizens Bank Park and see if they can't win the home run derby. And afterwards, the kids got the trophies. The first, second, and third place winners for baseball and softball get the trophies. And a pretty exciting time. How about this? Jamie Moyer competed in the finals here. Ben Davis competed in the finals here. Mike Trout competed in the finals here. How about that?
Did any of them win?
I don't think so, or I think they would have told me that.
Isn't that why it's so difficult to figure out at such a young age that 10-year-old's going to be a big leaguer?
Yeah, it certainly is.
Parents, take heed.
Well, let's watch the big leaguers now as we get set to play some baseball. And Nick Pivetta on the mound for the Phils. Leading off is JT Riddle for the Marlins. There you see the scouting report on Nick. That one is fouled out of play, and it's 1-1 now to JT Riddle. Riddle 2 for 4 last night, a couple of doubles. So he's batting .348 in the month of September. Swings through that. It's 1-2.
So far, it's exactly what Nick has to do. He got to get, even though he fell behind 1-0, he got to come back and get ahead of these Marlins hitters, because we saw last night.
Swings that one. Fly ball, left center field. Rhys Hoskins drifts over and makes the catch. We'll take a look at the rest of the Marlins lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Riddle, Rojas, Castro, and Derek Dietrich batting fourth and playing first base. Peter O'Brien out there in right field. Lewis Prince and Dean Holiday behind the plate. And Jose Urena batting ninth and doing the pitching. And they are facing Nick Pivetta for the Phils.
But what I was going to say, once you saw when our pitchers, our relievers started getting ahead, they will chase.
Miguel Rojas, third baseman, is the batter. Takes that one over for a strike. It's 0-1. Swings through that one. 0-2 now to Miguel Rojas.
You mean like that?
Yes, sir. Take the fastball down the middle. Let's swing at that hook away. Conducive to good hitting.
Well, he's hitting .248.
Speed up rules, maybe it helps.
Jorge Alfaro behind the plate, flashing the signs for Nick Pivetta. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And he swings at it. It's off the glove of Alfaro, but he gathers it and fires it down to first. Another strikeout for Nick Pivetta. The first strikeout for Nick Pivetta, and the second out here in the inning.
John, you hit the nail right on the head there, man. Strike one, get ahead, wave at 2 sliders away. No chance.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you talk to any pitcher, if they can get outs out of the strike zone like that, it's, you know, it just makes their job so much easier.
Well, Starlin Castro now will step in against Nick Pivetta. And once again, he gets ahead 0-1 with the fastball.
Now that's a good first pitch, and Starlin Castro, we know he's been a good hitter throughout his career, but you know that's a tough pitch to hit first pitch. Fastball down and away.
Now Pivetta is quickly ahead of Castro 0-2. Swing and a miss. Nope, he got a piece of that. Did he get a piece of it? Nope, he did not. Swing and a miss, and he got him. So a second strikeout for Nick Pivetta. 10 pitches, 9 of them for strikes in the first inning. That's a pretty good start for Nick. We'll head to the bottom of the first. No score in Philadelphia. Hoskins, Cabrera, Carlos Santana, Odubel Herrera out there in right field today, and Crawford at short. Jorge Alfaro doing the catching. Nick Pivetta batting 8th, doing the pitching, and Roman Quinn in center field batting 9th against Jose Urena, making his he's 6-12, making his 29th start of the season, 4.29 ERA. Phils have seen Urena a couple times this year with mixed success.
His last start in Miami pitched really good, but other than that, it's Phillies have gotten his number, and he can be rattled, and that's the thing.
First pitch swinging is Cesar Hernandez, and that one is not coming back. A leadoff home run by Cesar Hernandez, home run number 13 on the year. He does it again, and the Phils jump out to an early 1-0 lead.
Okay, there's your first ball fastball. Tell you what, probably no BP today. Come right out and deposit it way back in right center.
What were you just talking about earlier about percentage of runs scored by the home run?
It just went up.
Percentages are up. But...
Well, I wouldn't. That probably had an interesting launch angle right there. One pitch, one run.
That's a good ratio. Let's keep that one going for a while.
Hitting coach John Malley just walked through the dugout with a smile on his face.
That is Cesar Hernandez's 6th career leadoff home run. And Rhys Hoskins now is the batter.
He's got a few more to catch Ricky, but he's on his way.
Just a couple. 1-0 pitch to Rhys. Outside for a ball, 2-0. Hoskins batting .251 coming into this afternoon. 31 home runs, 91 RBIs. Watches that one sail wide for a ball. It is 3-0 now to Rhys Hoskins. Look at that. Out of town, Washington. Quick 2-run lead over the Braves. Bryce Harper going deep, his 34th. Big swing and a miss by Rhys Hoskins.
Balance wasn't too good on that one, Michael. He a little off. But you wonder those first 3 pitches, because everyone's been trying to crowd Rhys, but because Urena has a little history with Rhys, and the last time he threw inside and hit a guy, he got suspended. You wonder if that's why he pulled the first 3.
3-1 pitch. He swings at that one and pops it up. Shallow center field, and Brinson makes the catch, fighting the sun. 1 out here in the first. Let's take another look at Cesar Hernandez's home run. StatCast AI, powered by AWS. Launch angle, 27 degrees. 103.4 off the bat. 414 it has traveled.
John, we have us a new toy now.
Yeah, we do.
Just going to have to get used to it, brother.
Embrace.
But, you know, you wonder what our launch angles were. Like, I'm sure Dave Kingman had a huge launch angle, right?
Well, we all had a launch angle. We just didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Struble Cabrera pops that one up. Shallow center field. In comes Brinson. He makes the catch. 2 outs. Are you curious?
Nope.
Well, obviously your launch angle would be different, you know, from plate appearance to plate appearance. So
I'll tell you this, as far as I'm concerned, my 2 best years as a hitter in baseball, I had a low launch angle. In other words, I cut my launch angle down.
hit more line drives rather than
No, launch angle is not. It's not to say you can't hit a line drive with, you know, with a 14, 15. We saw that last night.
Right.
14, 15, 60-degree launch angle.
But it would be hard to hit a line drive with a 30-degree launch angle. Yeah.
Once it gets over, well, you know, 26. If that was a 26 or 27, it doesn't necessarily mean that that ball has to be a home run. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it's a combination between exit velocity and launch angle that they determine, you know, what is most likely to leave a ballpark. 1-1 pitch to Santana. Swings through
Don't you concern yourself with if the players know it? Let's say they hit a ball and they think they hit it good and they go back and their launch angle or their exit velocity was a little low. Do they try to swing harder next time?
I don't
think I'd want all that information. I'm not smart enough to process it.
1-2 pitch is inside for a ball, 2-2. I don't think all the players want that information, and I think if they don't want it, they don't get it.
Well, here's where I go. I would say a good hitter should be able to figure all of that out himself based upon his feel. You know, you ought to be able to feel it. I swung up at that one. I was under that one. I was, you know, the ball was up in the strike zone, and I didn't come down with my top hand. You know, so you got to make adjustments on the fly because you feel those things. If I ever had to look at a machine in the dugout to tell me, no way.
Rojas makes the catch on that pop-up, but Cesar Hernandez leads off the game just the way you like it. Phils jump out to an early 1-0 lead as we head to the 7th. season to take on the Phils tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday, 7:05, 7:05, and 6:05 on Wednesday night. Come on out. Cheer on the Phils. Visit Phillies.com to get your tickets right now. Derek Dietrich is the batter for the Marlins and takes that one a little bit outside. So quickly 2-0 to Derek Dietrich. Decent numbers against Pivetta. 3 for 11 with a home run. And he swings through that. It's 2-1. Breaking ball over for a strike. It's 2-2 now to Dietrich.
Okay, he's got a real good curveball early in this game. Rojas Castro couldn't lay off of it, and a 2-1 breaking ball right there to Dietrich to get him back in this count.
And swing and a miss, and it gets him. Third strikeout for Nick Pivetta, and that will take us to our Nissan upgrade. Strikeouts per 9 innings in the National League. About the Phillies staff. Number 2 on that list behind the Dodgers. Just over 9 strikeouts per 9 innings.
That's a lot. That's a lot of balls not getting put in play.
It is indeed. First pitch to Peter O'Brien.
But
Foul back.
with those numbers you just saw there, wouldn't you think our defense would be a little better?
Well, you're talking about in percentage of plays that they, yeah, because the defense has been a
so
trouble
they're striking
spot all
out a guy
long.
an inning, so that means they're only putting 2 balls an inning in play that we have to defend, besides hits and whatever.
Right. Gets the breaking ball over there, 0-2. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Defense has certainly been a problem for the Phils all season long. Swings through that. Another strikeout for Nick Pivetta. 4 strikeouts in 5 batters. And how about another update from Cobb County? Here you go, Nats. They're up 3-0 now on Atlanta. Bottom of the first inning. 3 runs in the top of the first from Washington. We'll take it.
Hey, John, you made a good point, brought up a good discussion there. 27 outs in a ball game. We strike out 9 of them. So wouldn't it make sense that the fewer times you strike out, the more times the opposition has to get you out?
Yeah.
Jet swing there. Did he go? No. The count is 1-1 to Brinson.
I don't know the point that I was making, but I'm just thinking it through. You got to be a better team if you put the ball in play more often.
I would think.
The best team in baseball is the Red Sox, and they strike out the fewest.
Big cut. 1-2. Yeah, I think that's pretty logical. Makes sense.
I got a feeling Brinson's going to get a breaking ball right here.
After that swing. The 1-2 pitch. And he does. Misses. It's 2-2.
Tell you what you've noticed too is Nick's commanding this game. He's shaking off Alfaro a ton already. Not a ton, but he's getting to the pitch he wants to get to and not what probably the book tells you he needs to throw there.
Off the handle and into the seats, so it remains 2-2. It is a gorgeous day here at Citizens Bank Park, so why not grab some ice cream?
John and I have already had, well, John actually had cake today. I had my ice cream.
Chocolate pie.
Chocolate pie.
Very good.
Making me hungry. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and he gets him. Nick Pivetta strikes out the side. 5 straight strikeouts. And the Marlins go down here in the top of the second. We head to the bottom. Phil's up 1-0. Get exclusive swag and VIP surprises, including a chance to sit in the NBC Sports Philadelphia suite. We want you to be here, but if you can't, there'll be special giveaways on social media as well, all during the game. Phillies.com/authenticfan. Join us when the Mets are here on Tuesday night. Bottom of the second, Odubel Herrera, J.P. Crawford, and Jorge Alfaro for the Phils. First pitch to Odubel is outside for a ball. Fouls that one off the screen. It's 1-1. It's been a struggle of late for Odubel Herrera, who's not getting his regular playing time as he was earlier in the season.
He got hit by a pitch last night and scored on the homer by Cesar. So
productive. And that one sails inside.
You remember earlier in the season in Miami, someone hit a home run off of Rainier and he drilled Odubel. I think it was a home run. He drilled Odubel, and Reese and him got into it from the bench, and he's thrown a couple up and into to Reese. But I think he just, I mean, you saw the fastball. He's been pulling his fastball, so I don't know if this is on purpose, but pretty effective after throwing that one and then a changeup right after.
Well, he evens the count to Odubel, 2-2. Herrera fights that one off, stays alive.
A little up and in by the neck pitch can really affect your hitting, Canada. He was kind of running out of the batter's box right there. Got a piece of that fastball away.
Got the Ichiro working.
That one's inside. 3-2. Full count to Odubel Herrera. You see Crawford getting ready on deck. Swings and pops that one up over to third base. And Rojas makes the catch, 1 out. Well, we know a lot of pitchers were used in last night's ball game. A lot of pitchers. Don Mattingly, our Geico quote of the game. It's only in September that you can have a game like that. There's no way you could do that during the season. What we did today and what they ended up doing too is something that really happens in September. And to be quite honest with you, it shouldn't be able to happen. It's one of those things. Too many guys. It's not really regular baseball. I know that you guys echo those thoughts. So what I think what Mattingly is saying is the idea that rosters expanding in September is part of the culprit, and that needs to change.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here with a stat, the one we were talking about, that someone told me in the hallway. Could be wrong now, but last night's game is the first game in National League history where no pitcher batted.
That is pretty remarkable when you stop to think about it. Check swing by Crawford.
I agree with Mattingly. And it's been talked about for years. Like, why all of a sudden in the most crucial month of the season do the rules change? It's not right.
Outside for a ball. And you and I were talking about this we were all talking about this in the office. It seems universally agreed upon in baseball that something has to change in September, with the exception, I guess, of the players union. They like the idea that more players can be up, getting service time, getting paid. So maybe the solution is that you allow them to bring the guys up. However, you have to set a 25-man lineup, maybe before a series, before a game, whatever. And I think baseball is probably moving towards that. 3-2 pitch, down and off.
I mean, if you're going to do it, make it a 30-man roster, but do it in April when you need more relievers because your starters aren't stretched out yet.
That's an interesting
have a
solution as well.
30-man roster in April, and then play the rest of the season with 25. You never know. You might have a kid that emerges that you thought you were going to send back down.
Dietrich has it. Flips to Bill. Going to take it himself. 2 outs. Yeah, I think that's an interesting solution to the problem as well. It's something that is most likely going to be addressed soon by Major League Baseball, because I think the conversation has increased to epic proportions. Everybody is talking about this now, and no one seems happy about the way it is. So we'll see.
I mean, give Don Mattingly credit. We knew it was a bullpen game, but he never, I don't think he went out to change a pitcher mid-inning. I think everyone came in to pitch an inning.
I think you're right. That's where Alfaro takes that one upstairs for a ball.
And can you imagine if you mixed and matched for 9 innings with all the guys they have in the bullpen? It'd be here 6 hours. I mean, it's good bonding time between us, but my God.
Yeah. Because we need that.
Yeah, we do.
2 outs. Alfaro ahead in the count, 2-0. That one's upstairs for a ball, so 3-0 to Jorge Alfaro. Nick Pivetta, the 8-hole hitter, waits on deck.
Nice to get a walk here. Turn the lineup over. Not saying Nick won't get a hit, but
taking all the way is Alfaro. It's over for a strike, 3-1.
Wonder what's going to happen with the catching situation here. I guess you sure like to get Alfaro to reach his potential. I think he's got a chance to be a great hitter. I've said that many times on the air. Ramos being a free agent right at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think, you know, Jorge is certainly part of the future plans of the Phils. I mean, I'm imagining. I think they agree with you, Mike, that the potential could be through the roof for Jorge Alfaro. Still a very young guy. Nick Pivetta steps in, takes that one outside for a ball.
I think if I'm Nick, I'm just standing there. See if he can walk me.
And that one finds the plate. It's 1-1.
Urania's bringing it up there, John.
He's got unbelievable.
Staying in the high 90s.
He's got unbelievable stuff. It's just, like I said, he can get erratic, and he can lose it on the mound. I mean,
well, you take a look at pitch cast, and not a whole lot in the zone, but the count easy, even at 2-2, and that one finds the outside corner, so a called third strike. Pivetta is a strikeout victim, and that'll end the second inning. So one base runner left on first. We head to the third, and the Phils have a 1-0 lead. for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. The question, guys, today: who are the only 2 players besides the guy to my right, Mike Schmidt, to lead the Phillies in home runs between 1980 and 1989? All right, so that answer is going to be revealed later in this game.
What was that question again?
So between 1980 and 89, what 2 players other than Mike led the Phillies in home runs?
2 players?
2 different players.
Do you know?
I think Mike's going to get this rather easily.
2 players.
Nick Pivetta out there on the mound to start the top of the 3rd. Austin Dean is the batter for the Marlins. First pitch swinging. It's 0-1 to Dean. It'll be Dean, Holiday, and Urania. 7-8-9 for the Marlins.
I'm running names past Michael of all the guys I knew. So far, I'm striking out.
Fouled straight back, 1-2. You've narrowed it down to what years that was, because obviously you led the team in 80 and 81 and 82 and 83 and 84 and 85. So we figured out the years. That's
that was
right.
my thinking.
Yeah.
Possible. We got one possible.
I got a possible. I got one possible. All right, you're up for the next one.
I can smell the smoke.
I mean, 89, I probably played with them.
2-2 pitch in the dirt. What was let me see who you. That is incorrect. I thought for sure you guys would get this pretty easily.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys were talking in there today. Oh, this is an easy one. It's too easy.
Well, no, I wouldn't have gotten it. I thought you guys would.
There's no question that's going to be too easy when you have 2 elderly men here who can't remember what they did yesterday.
That's a fair point, John. You're right. What did you do yesterday?
No clue.
3-2 pitch. What a good breaking ball. Called 3rd strike. That is the 6th consecutive strikeout for Nick Pivetta. 6 strikeouts here with 1 out in the 3rd.
That's dirty. Opening the inning up. 3-2.
Ooh.
Hook. Actually, good ball to hit, but man, you just don't expect that pitch. 3-2.
No, he's fallen in love with that breaking ball in this game. That I don't blame him.
Brian Holiday is the batter now.
Pitcher hitting 8th. Tell you what, I'd like to have a gun on him and Kingery pitching. Kingery didn't register, neither did Holiday, but
we did see Holiday out there on the mound on Friday night when the Phils put 14 on the board.
Mitch Walding, I feel sorry for him. I'm glad he hit that home run, but I'm going to say, you have your first home run ball. Who'd you hit it off of? I'm sure you guys have made some, some fun with that.
But like 20 years ago, you wouldn't care. But now, all you have to do is look on the internet, and you can tell who he hit it off of. Like his kids down the road are going to say, "Come on, Dad, really?"
Well,
I was happy for him, though, man.
Me too. 3-0 pitch is over for a strike.
Big pitch right there. We can keep this streak alive.
I like Pivetta's pace, working quickly. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and he misses, so he walks him. So the first base runner for the Marlins, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Jose Urania. Follow the race to the postseason on MLB.tv for $25.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB at Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this limited time offer. And the corners come in as Urania squares around a bunt, but bunts through it. 0-1.
to the Marlins pitcher.
I think these are my favorite uniforms the Phillies wear.
Are they? Oh, mine are the powder blue, no doubt. Oh, 1 pitch, and it's bunted and fouled. It spins in
a lot of things going on right there in front of Santana. Ball, helmet, Arena.
That might be as far as I've ever seen a runner go into the infield.
They're talking about it right now.
Look at all this commotion. Look at him. Whoa. I think he thought it was a double play. He was going to take out the second baseman, but
let me just go around the mound, head to first base.
It's like little T-ball when a kid hits one, he runs all over the field.
Well, here's the 0-2 pitch. Squares around again to bunt. Bunts it foul, so a strikeout. And the second out of the inning. 7 strikeouts now for Nick Pivetta here in the third. And that'll bring up JT Riddle. He flew out to center field, or excuse me, left field in his first at bat.
This is where every hitter has to be aware that any ball hit to right, to the right of center field, to the right field line, you can see where their shadows are. You have to bust it out of the box. You can't assume they're going to catch it because of the sun. Used to hate playing in September, outfield in September. That it didn't matter where they hit it. It was in the sun at some point.
We've seen a couple of the guys battling that early in this game.
You know, you hit a fly ball, routine fly ball to right field, and you jog to first, you ought to be taken out of the game. Because there's no guarantee it's going to be caught.
Well, that one's just right back to Nick Pivetta, who underhands it to Carlos Santana. And that's the final out of the inning. Nick Pivetta has been good through 3. We head to the bottom of the third. Phillies up by 1. And by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Bottom of the third. Phillies up 1-0. And sometimes you just get left hanging. Nick Pivetta didn't see Jose Bautista. That's okay. We'll come back and get him at some point.
Does that look like a wave to us or a high five
still
for
waiting.
Pivetta?
He's just waiting for someone to high five. Come on.
Carlos will get him here in a minute.
He's going to continue to wait. There you go.
High five it is.
Oh, more. That's fine.
I love Jose Bautista's energy in the dugout. He is, ever since coming over to the team, he's constantly up and talking and being a part of the energy level down there. It's been fun to watch, honestly. Roman Quinn fouls that one out of play.
I think he'd be a nice player to have. You know, if you're looking into next year, play all those positions. You know, I don't know whether he's going to try and find a place where he can play as a regular player.
Yeah, I think that would be his first choice, and that one's off the glove of Dietrich, and that'll be, well, we'll see how it's scored. They're going to call that an error on Derek Dietrich, so Roman Quinn safe on an error, E3.
As well they should. You know, we've noticed Dietrich playing first base. It's just, you know, he's not a first baseman.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's playing over there because they traded Justin Bohr. And, you know, everyone thinks, oh, let's see, we got a left here center. Yeah, we can stick him at first. No, it don't work that way. Not up here.
Also, for people out there that are wondering about your best hitter hitting second, this is the perfect setup. This is what they look for right here. You get your two fastest guys. Quinn hitting ninth, Cesar hitting first, and Reese hitting second. Is really more like a three-hole hitter right now.
Yep, at this point, one time through the lineup, and Quinn scampers back.
The only time through the lineup where he's actually a two-hole hitter is the first time.
Quinn already has 7 stolen bases since making his return to the big leagues.
Does that lead the team?
Does not lead the team. Scott Kingery has 10.
Cesar has how many?
I thought he had 18 or something. His personal record is
18.
One away from it, I think.
18.
You know how sad that is? I stole 18 in a season once.
You were a burner, John.
Oh, yeah, I was. Back into double steals.
Hernandez fouls that one out of play. How about our giant home run replay, guys, from the first inning?
Well, he cheated on the first pitch fastball, knee high, a little down and in. Sweet stroke, home run, right center for the hot Cesar Hernandez. We got ourselves a hot man here, John.
Yep. Quinn takes his lead off first. The count is 2-1 to Hernandez. And ground ball right side, flipped over from Castro to Riddle, and that's a double play. 4-6-3 double play. Takes a ground ball like that to double up a guy like Cesar.
Yeah, you know, and I was
just
just thinking about the new theory in hitting, trying to hit the ball in the air rather than on the ground. That's one of the reasons why they don't like to see it on the ground. Now, hindsight, obviously, ball could have been in the hole, ball could have been up the middle. We wouldn't be having this conversation, but.
Well, now 2 outs, and that'll bring up Rhys Hoskins. Hoskins flied out in the first inning, but that is a base hit. Base hit to left field. First pitch swinging for Hoskins, and he's a 2-out base runner here in the third. What's happening down in Atlanta? Good things are happening in Atlanta. Washington now up 5-0. Anthony Rendon, a 2-run home run to add to Bryce Harper's.
I wonder if they walked Harper
to get to Rendon.
Well, pitch around him, not give him anything to hit, and say, if we walk you, we walk you. Who cares? And I like Anthony Rendon.
Oh, man, I do too.
He's a good player.
He's a very good player.
Is it any? I know it's only the third inning. But you think there's anything to that we have 2 hits in this game and both of them come off the first pitch fastball? Think about that for a second, Murph. Let that digest.
Let that ruminate. Count is 1-0 to as Drupal Cabrera swings through that 1-1. You know, Gabe Kapler was talking to reporters before the game on Friday, and he said, I want to talk a little bit about what the approach is, or at least what we're trying to get these guys to do. And he said it's not so much that they want players to take pitches, which is what we've heard, run-up counts, take pitches. He said all the players are informed as to the kind of ball that they can drive, as that one is driven in a left center field. The Princeton will catch it. They know what kind of pitches they can drive. They want them to be aggressive on those pitches and leave the other ones behind. It's obviously not an exact science, doesn't always work, but that is the philosophy behind it.
What a great day here at Citizens Bank Park. The Phils with a 1-0 lead. Paper brand in America, delivered for free right to your desk by who but W.B. Mason. We are through 3 here at Citizens Bank Park, and the story has been Nick Pivetta. 7 strikeouts for Nick through those 3 innings, and he is back on the hill to face Miguel Rojas. He leads off the 4th for Miami, and he fouls that one straight back.
Oh, he's taking that one now, huh?
He got abused with those curveballs, man. He's like, if this thing comes forward without a bend in it, I'm swinging. It could hit me in the neck, and I'll still swing at it. Now, does Nick go to the breaking ball again? Mixing up the slider this time.
And just misses. 1-1 to Rojas. Rojas, one of the strikeout victims for Pivetta so far today. At one point in this game, Pivetta struck out 6 straight batters. That's the 5th time in his career he has done that. Beats that one foul.
I think he was looking for the breaking ball there, too. There's like 9 million things going through his head right now, isn't there? All right, I can't hit
Number one is
I can't hit his fastball. Where's breaking ball? Well, I hope he
lay
throws
off
me
of that thing.
Yeah.
I got to lay off that slider low. I got to lay off that
hope
slider.
he throws me a changeup here.
And 1-2 pitch in the dirt.
Now,
2-2.
Now he's locked in.
Let me correct myself. 6 straight batters for the first time in his career. Not the 5th time, the first time in his career. He misses there, so the count is full to Miguel Rojas.
No guarantee he's going to get a fastball here, huh, Michael? Who did he get with a 3-2 breaking ball earlier?
I would throw it
Brinson,
right down the middle. A fastball right down the middle. Pitch to contact.
And he does, and he is able to send that one into right field for the first base hit
Nothing wrong with that.
of the
Nothing
afternoon.
wrong with that. You got to challenge him in that situation. I know the first time he hit, he was 0-2, and John told him what to do, and he struck him out with breaking balls. I like going right at that hitter in that situation. We double play ball right here.
Starlin Castro is the batter. He struck out in his first at bat. And
There
right
it
back to
is.
Nick Pivetta. One over to second for one, and a high throw over the head of Santana.
And Castro is going to be able to move up to second. There's a little confusion on who was covering at second between Hernandez and Crawford, and throw sails high.
That would be, I would think, the second baseman, right-handed hitter.
The throw comes in, and Crawford takes it and then sails the throw. No chance for Santana over there at first. Fielder's choice, and then
before every pitch in that situation, the second baseman, in this case, I'm sure it's Cesar. You see them put their gloves over their mouths and they look at each other, and if the captain calls mouth closed, that means mine, I'm covering, and the open mouth means you got it. And every time a man's on first, they do that consistently.
Look what Pivetta does, though. It looks like he's saying the shortstop. And JP pointed back to him, according to our producer, our esteemed producer.
Well, generally, right-handed hitters more like to pull the ball to shortstop.
That's what I, you know.
And then, you know, it can go the other way, but it's just that they know who's covering,
right,
unless somebody
they communicate.
Unless somebody just kind of loses concentration.
Well, let's see if Pivetta can work around the fielding error and finds the strike zone there. It's 1-2 to Derek Dietrich.
Well, Dietrich struck out his first at bat on a kind of a high breaking ball. He swung through, and show right there, he wasn't looking for a fastball center cut.
Nick wants Jorge Alfaro to go through the signs again. Count is 1-2 to Dietrich. From the stretch. Swing and a miss. And he gets him once again. So Dietrich goes down swinging for the second time. And that's a big strikeout for Pivetta.
Well, he got him the first time with a breaking ball up, and that one was a good one, though. You know, I think even if Dietrich hits it, if he hits it off the barrel, it's going to go foul, or he's going to hit it off his foot, or he's going to hit a roll over to the first baseman. Not a good outcome for him, but good for the Phillies.
So Peter O'Brien steps in from the right side. And the first pitch to O'Brien. Awkward swing. 0-1.
I think he got fooled, Michael.
A little bit.
Base runner at second base is Castro. 2 outs.
Funny thing is, hitters don't realize they also have to wait on the fastball. You know, you think you got to jump way out there to get the fastball, which is what he did on the first pitch. You still have to wait on it. You can't start swinging when the pitcher just lets go of the ball.
You know, this is a whole different animal when Real Muto's not playing. I mean, they take a really step down offensively, and when he's not in that third spot.
Yeah, easily their best offensive player.
And without Bohr. You know, he was a power threat every time he stepped up to the plate. You know, now you're throwing a bunch of young kids up, you know, 5th, 6th, 7th spot in the lineup.
Speaking of Bohr, he got a little lost in that pregame home run discussion, right? How many games we win with the home run. That was set up by a guy trying not to hit a home run. by Justin Bohr lining that single.
That one is swung on and hit well. Going back on it, looking up is Hoskins. But that one's going to leave the park. A 2-run home run by Peter O'Brien. And the Marlins jump into the lead. They lead it 2-1. That is his second home run of the season.
That's the beauty of baseball. You can take one of the worst swings in the history of baseball's first swing, and then his next swing he hits one out of the ballpark. Unbelievable.
That's also the beauty of baseball. Since we didn't turn that double play, that got a chance to happen.
Yep.
Went down and got that one. So Rick Kranitz is going to come out and have a word with Nick Pivetta, who was cruising along until that error. And now needs to refocus. It's only a 1-run deficit.
Oh, he is animated, doesn't he? He doesn't cover his mouth. Don't know what the heck he's saying. But
yeah, I was going to say, somebody in this park does. Somebody in the opposing dugout.
That's going to be next, right? You're going to hire guys that can read lips to be on your coaching staff.
Don't be surprised if they haven't.
Yeah. Send them to school in the offseason. You're going to learn how to read lips.
All right, what'd he say? What'd he say?
I think we probably can guess what the message was there. That is, okay, let's go get Lewis Brinson.
You're doing fine. You just got to put that behind you. We're only 1 run down to start over. Keep it to a 1-run deficit. We're going to score more runs.
All right, let's go.
Pat him on the butt.
And here we go. Off the hands and fouled back.
I wonder if someone out there listening can tell us when that started, the pat on the rear end thing. Like, when did that start in sports?
I thought you were going to say the cover in the mouth thing.
So did I.
I think that started with Greg Maddux. He did it all the time.
1-2 pitch upstairs, 2-2.
I'd like to know when a lot of things started in baseball.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Outside for a ball. Full count now to Brinson. Ground ball, left side. Cabrera has it, and over to first in time to get Brinson. Nice play by Asdrubal Cabrera over to Santana, and that is the final out of the inning. But not before the Marlins are able to do some damage. The 2-run home run by Peter O'Brien. They lead it 2-1. Uba WB Mason for fast, free delivery. Nobody does it better. Nice crowd out there at the yard. They're climbing the wall. I'm sure they're playing a little wiffle ball out there as well.
ballpark treats. Beautiful day to be here at Citizens Bank Park. Now, the Phils have some work to do as they trail for the first time in this one, 2-1. Carlos Santana will lead it off, and he takes that first pitch for a ball. It's 1-0. Santana, Herrera, Crawford. Three and 0.
This looks like number 100 coming up here. I thought we didn't get that last night. We were talking about it.
We did not.
3-0.
Fouled straight back. Yeah, the green light with 3-0.
Why not?
Arena has his sign. The 3-1 pitch. Fouled at the plate. 3-2. Pitch, ground ball, right side. Castro has it. 1 out. Well, the 2019 season tickets are available for new accounts only. If you can secure your plan, you'll get your seat location with a deposit prior to the public sale. If you want to get on it early, visit Phillies.com/season to ticket deposit. Call 215-463-5000. Be in the ballpark for 2019. 1 out here in the 4th, and Odubel Herrera is the batter. And he swings through that. First pitch, it's 0-1.
His third baseman. He took his glove off and put it in his belt behind him and stood there with no glove on. Looked at Herrera. Look at him.
What the heck is going on?
There's some kind of conversation going on between Jim Wolf, who's the third base umpire, and the Phillies dugout.
I've never seen the third base umpire be that close.
I thought that Rojas at third base was, messing with Herrera, the hitter. I don't know whether we caught that on
because of how much time
camera
he was taking.
No, he put his glove in his. He put his glove in his belt behind him and was standing there with no glove on for quite a while.
He's going to play barehanded. The 0-2 pitch outside, 1-2.
Characters of the game.
Ground ball to Dietrich. He'll flip to Arena covering, 2 outs. So you can see right there. So there's some kind of conversation going on, and yep, Rojas is like,
who's he talking to?
Well, at that point, I think he's talking to Jim Wolf, and he's talking maybe to Dusty Wathan over there in the third base coach's box.
But what, the umpire turned and looked toward the Phillies dugout.
Yeah.
Holiday turned and looked toward their dugout. Yeah. Who knows?
We'll find out later. J.P. Crawford is the batter. He takes that one over for a strike.
Man, I tell you, that desk's down in the dugout. That desk is packed with information. Look at that desk from up here, John.
I prefer not to. I'm going to try instincts for today.
You ever see, if you think you'd ever see a baseball game with that much information?
Well, we haven't gotten to the iPads yet either that they have down there.
iPads in every major league dugout?
How long would that iPad last with Bo in the dugout? Playing his playing days.
One line drive out, and all those iPads would be smashed with a bat.
Larry used them as a coach, though, in the last couple of years. 2-2 pitch. Line drive, right field, base hit. Crawford is a 2-out base runner here in the 4th. That'll bring up Jorge Alfaro. Alfaro walked in his only plate appearance so far today.
How about a homer? Put us back ahead.
Scoring with 2 outs. How about a double?
Well, instead of ground ball to shortstop, we'll make the throw over to first to get Jorge Alfaro. 6-3 goes the put out, and the Phils leave 1 on the base paths. We are through 4. It's 2-1 Marlins. Steiben and Ricky Vitalico talk about which Phillies have exceeded expectations and which ones fell short. Plus, they preview the offseason's free agent starting pitchers. Listen to the At the Yard podcast on NBCSportsPhiladelphia.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Looking ahead to the offseason already. It's hard to believe it is about 2 weeks to go. Well, exactly 2 weeks to go to the end of the Major League Baseball regular season. Phillies hoping there still will be baseball in October. Austin Dean steps in. He struck out in his first at bat. He leads off the 5th here for the Marlins. And he punches that one into right field for a base hit.
There's your man, Michael.
Told you that young man's a good hitter. Line drive hitter. Needs to brush up his left field play a little bit, but he can hit. Austin Dean.
So Brian Holiday is the batter. He walked in his first plate appearance. He was the first base runner of the game for the Marlins. Dean leads off first. And first pitch, the Holiday misses, 1-0. Breaking ball over for a strike, 1-1 to Holiday. Tries it again, misses, 2-1. It's fouled back and out of play. So the count is even 2-2 now to Brian Holiday. Jose Urena waits on deck for the Marlins. A good spot for a double play.
Good double play man at the plate. This little slider low and away, and you get a rollover.
2 pitch. A little bit low for a ball, 3-2. Got to challenge him here. Runners going, and that one is served out into right field. That's a fair ball, and it's going to roll all the way into the corner. Dean's going to round third. He's going to score. And thinking about third is Holiday, but he'll stop at second. So an RBI double for Brian Holiday, and the Marlins lead at 3-1.
John, there's the old-fashioned hit behind the runner.
Yeah,
we talked about yesterday. Not that it was planned or anything. It wasn't a hit and run. It was going on the pitch. See, he punched down on that ball and drive that ball down the right field line. That's good hitting right there. Fortunately, it's the other team.
You saw Odubel Herrera and how much ground he needed to cover to collect that ball down there in the corner. So Dean, he was able to score easily. Holiday actually thought about going to third. Now Urena up there to bunt. He gets this one down. The only play is to first. So they get the out at first, but that moves Holiday down there to third with 1 out here in the 5th.
Yeah, we're getting a little ABC'd here.
Yeah, and this is, look, the way Urena's throwing, we haven't had many base runners in this game. Naturally the infield's going to be in. They don't want to get this to 4-1, but this is where Nick has to really pitch.
And trust Alfaro behind home plate.
First pitch is inside for a ball, 1-0.
If you get ahead, you can't be afraid to throw a hard breaking ball or something, bounce it.
Would you even think about maybe walking Riddle? I know he can run a little bit, but try to set up the double play.
Rojas lined a single.
Right back to Nick Pivetta, and he looks back the runner at third and gets the out at first. So the perfect result for the Phils on that play.
Maybe they don't want to walk him, Michael. Tell you what, though, if there's a speedier guy on third, they might have taken that chance of scoring, because Nick gave him one look and Holiday started creeping toward home, and then Nick just turned his back and started jogging to first, and then slow flip to Santana. You have someone on base who can run. Might have been able to take that baby, but good piece of pitching by Nick. Now it's going to take a 2-out hit to score him. I don't want to say the other reasons they can score, because then people think I'm jinxing them.
Did he go? No. Check swing. 1-0. Rojas 1 for 2 today. over for a strike. 1-1 now to Miguel Rojas. One run across here in the inning. Nick Pivetta trying to limit the damage, get back in the dugout, give his offense a chance. Foul back and out of play, 1-2. Luis Avilan starting to get loose in the Phillies bullpen.
Yeah, he's getting loose if they ever get to Dietrich in this inning, but let's hope we don't even get to Castro in this inning.
1-2 pitch in the dirt. Nice play by Jorge Alfaro. Two balls, two strikes, two outs. Runner at third for the Marlins. Foul ball will do it again.
Seems to some hitters just have the knack, John, to dial it up a little bit when there's ducks on the pond. Runners on base. There's something about their intensity for their at-bats.
2-2 pitch. Outside, 3-2. They bear down a little bit, maybe focus just a little bit more.
I think Nick understands that this is probably his last inning, and he's scheduled to lead off the next inning.
Drive, but right at Cesar Hernandez, who makes the catch. So they are able to limit the damage with just one run across here in the fifth inning. So we will head to the bottom of the fifth. The Phillies trail by 2. It's 3-1. The Reading Fightins season 64-73. They finished fourth in their division, 13.5 games out. David Grulon, postseason all-star for them, 24 home runs and 59 RBIs. He also won the home run derby. Jeff Singer, fellow Holy Cross alum, 2.70 ERA and 12 saves. They did lead the Eastern League in home runs, 141. Citizens Bank, the official bank of the Phillies. Visit citizensbank.com. Justin Bour is the pinch hitter for Nick Pivetta, so his afternoon is done. Luis Garcia beginning to warm up in the Phillies bullpen. Bohr swings through that. It's 0-2. So 80 pitches for Pivetta. 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk. Bohr takes that one low, 1-2. Luis. Bohr is a strikeout victim, so that's the first out here in the 5th. And that'll bring up Roman Quinn. Well, John, you mentioned it. Urania led off first pitch home run by Cesar Hernandez. Gave the Phils the early lead, but he has been pretty good since then, limiting the base runners for the Phils.
Yeah, and you know, a pretty manageable pitch count too. 69 pitches with 1 out here in the 5th.
Quinn shows bunt. Takes that one out of the strike zone. 1-0 for Roman Quinn, who was safe on an error by Derek Dietrich in his only at bat. There you see the pitches per innings for Jose Urania. Inside, ball 2.
I tell you, if I don't know if Roman Quinn is capable of doing it, but if he is going to bunt, I'd take it with me. I'd make Dietrich make a decision over there.
And that means take it with you as you're going and bunt it toward the second baseman or down the first base line. Just get it by the pitcher.
You know, if you look where they're playing, Castro's almost in the grass. Or Dietrich's way deep at first. I mean, if he gets it past Urania, it's a base hit. But again, can he do that? Can he take the ball with him? Well, 2 strikes now. Obviously, he's not. But I mean, this is where they were playing prior to that 2-1 pitch.
Swings through that. So a strikeout victim is Roman Quinn. Back-to-back strikeouts for Urania here in the 5th, and that'll bring up Cesar Hernandez, the top of the order for the Phillies.
Up and under. Up and under the running 2-seamer, I guess that was.
Yeah. No, was that a 2-seamer? Was it a backup slider?
Wait a minute now, because there might be a problem with Jose Urania.
I watched him. He threw the 0-2 pitch to Bohr, and he kept looking at his hand like maybe he has a blister or something, because he kept flexing his hand and looking at his hand. I don't know if he has a blister or.
Look, the exercise room out in the Marlins bullpen is really kicked up.
Yep, the aerobics class has started.
Wow.
All right, take a look at the last pitch by Urania. Oh, yeah. Looks to the dugout, maybe says something into his glove right there. Definitely a strange reaction. We'll see. The trainer came out with Mattingly and Nieves. You see what John was talking about. Some activity in the Marlins bullpen. So he's going to stay in the game for now, and that one sails upstairs to Cesar Hernandez 1-0.
I mean, Strasburg does that. You know, his hands spread, and like he's doing right there. Strasburg does that a lot.
Yeah, but it did look like he almost called for someone from the dugout.
Yeah.
They were out pretty quick. 1-2 pitch. Knocked out of play.
I don't think there'd be many guys in that Phillies dugout would be upset if he had to leave the game.
You can add me to that list. I would be okay with that. 1-2 pitch. We're going to miss, and he got it. So he strikes out the side here in the 5th. We'll see if he's able to come back out for the 6th. He looks none worse to the wear right there. It is 3-1 Marlins over the Phils.
For the first time August 15th, but his contributions thus far have paid off. Matt Klentak acquired the 31-year-old All-Star Wilson Ramos to add much-needed offense to the Phils lineup, and that he has done. In his first 14 games with the Phils, Wilson batted .362 with 8 extra base hits and 9 runs batted in. His bat and contributions have been a major plus. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless.
Wilson Ramos getting the day off today. The Marlins on top of the Phillies 3-1 here in the top of the 6th. Luis Garcia is the new pitcher for the Phils. And he will look to keep the game right here and give the Phils offense a chance. Starlin Castro, the first to face Luis Garcia. First pitch over for a strike.
Yeah, they did it for us last night. Kept it close, gave us a chance. They got to do it again tonight or today. Throw zeros up there and hope our offense can get going.
That one's a bit low. 2-1. No swing.
And you have to think though, with them coming out to check on Arania, that he's still coming back out because there's no one up in the pen.
Yeah.
Not that they have to. They can wait and bring him in an injury, and they can throw as many as they want out here. But
one's inside for a ball, 3-1. Yeah, but that would make a whole lot of sense, I guess, if they knew he was coming out.
What does make sense anymore, Murph?
Scoring one more run than the opposition.
That makes sense. The 3-1 pitch on the outside corner for a strike, 3-2. It'll be Castro, then Dietrich, then Peter O'Brien.
That nemesis, Peter O'Brien.
Mm-hmm. The 3-2 pitch. Fouled out of play. Now it's a slow dribble down the third base line and no play for Cabrera.
That'll be a base hit for Starlin Castro. Are you interested in becoming a Phillies ball girl for the 2019 season? Well, now's your chance. The Phillies are looking for athletic, energetic, and community-driven women to serve as role models. Applications are due by the end of the 2018 calendar year. Tryouts will start in early 2019. Interested applicants should visit phillies.com/ballgirls for more information.
So what kind of drills do they put them through in those tryouts?
Softball drills. Yep.
They got to catch a few balls and do a little. They don't have to probably do any hitting, right? Maybe a little running.
I don't know if hitting is a part of it. Certainly not a part of their job, but you know, I know they do want good players, athletic players. Yep.
You know, you've seen it sometimes in San Francisco with the ball dudes, those older gentlemen. I mean, reflexes aren't that great. A couple of them get hurt, you know, falling, chasing after balls. Like these girls are all, they're all softball players, right?
Yep.
And a lot of them played in college, so you know they have that athletic ability to catch a ball.
Yeah, they do a great job. I think it'd be fun to do one summer if you had the skill set. 0-1 pitch in the dirt.
They had a girl in Los Angeles that I was watching warm up with the left fielder, and if I was playing left field, I wouldn't have thrown with her because she had a better arm. I would have been embarrassed. I mean, she was rifling it. We were all like in awe watching this girl throw. Like, God, I wish we could have thrown like that.
Low and inside for a ball, 2-1.
Well, this all started with that smoking base hit by Starlin Castro on the left first base dribbler.
Brave man has dribble.
Boy, did I love those.
Get in front of that one.
Get in front of that missile.
There goes the runner, and that one is hit back up the middle for a base hit. So Castro, who was running on the play, will end up at third. Back-to-back singles for the Marlins, and they have runners at the corners with nobody out here in the sixth. And Peter O'Brien will be the batter, and he, well, provided us with our Toyota turning point, guys.
Yeah, after Nick threw him a breaking ball that he took a swing at like he never saw one before, he gets a fastball right there and just hammers it. Line drive into the bleachers and left, and that put the Marlins ahead 2-1, and they've scored another run since on a double by Brian Holiday, and now they're in position right now to score more.
Yeah, what a great execution of a run and hit that was again. Dietrich hits the ball right where the shortstop vacated.
So the first pitch to O'Brien is low and outside, 1-0.
Amazing, you get a home run. The next time you come up, you got men on first and third and nobody out. When you're not hitting well, you could go for 2 weeks and not get a situation like this.
Hits that one to right field. That's hit well. Odubel's going back, shading it from the sun, and he couldn't see it. And it's off his glove, and it's behind.
We crossed him. He ran past the runner. Dietrich was running back, and
so then the out is recorded there.
This is going to be confusing.
Yeah. So O'Brien passed Dietrich on the base paths. Dave Kapler's going to come out, take another look.
Yeah, Dietrich thought Odubel caught it. He was rounding, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, I got to retreat.
Oh, no doubt.
Did you see Dietrich, though? He looked at third, and he saw Castro go back to tag, and when he tagged, he thought maybe he caught it.
Meanwhile, the coach is standing there dumbfounded. He didn't know what the heck happened. He's not telling anybody anything.
Look, our infield's discussing it there. They're like, okay, what do we do here? What happened? But I'm assuming it's a double play.
Yeah,
I would imagine it's a double play, but the run will score.
First of all, the hitter has to watch the runner in front of him. Right now, the hitter must think that he caught it because the runner stopped, right?
I don't know if they couldn't see the ball because it was behind Odubel, sitting on the warning track.
We caught a big break there, even though they scored a run. That's that's potentially second and third, no outs with another run scored.
Now instead, there's a fielder's choice. Runner remains at first.
So Dietrich gets a sacrifice fly, not Dietrich, O'Brien.
Fielder's choice. And an RBI. You could tell Odubel did not see that ball right from the get-go. He was trying to shade the sun with his glove. John, you talked about it earlier in this game.
Yeah, it's there.
That was a line shot, and that one's going to find the gap in left center field. All the way back to the wall. That's going to score a run. And Brinson is on his way to third. And he is safe at third. So an RBI triple as Dietrich scores. They've scored 2 more runs here in the inning. It is 5-1 Miami.
The breaking ball by Luis, it just stayed middle in, and we talked about Brinson's offense has picked up a little bit in the last month of the season, but man, that was no communication either. I think they had Brinson at third. If JP comes up immediately knowing to go to third.
Yeah, good point. He had no idea where to throw the ball.
And that one gets by Alfaro, and Brinson's going to sprint home. And things are unraveling here in the 6th inning for the Phils.
Boy, they got a break. They got a big break on the ball to Odubel out there, and just could not shut them down. After that, the game, it's still within reach, obviously, but these last 3 runs, wow.
So a wild pitch will score the run. It's now 6-1 Miami here in the 6th. Austin Dean takes that one over for a strike. It's 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 now to Dean. Popped up right side. Santana going back on it, and he makes the catch for the final out of the inning. A strange inning. Oh, I'm sorry. That's 2 outs. I apologize.
It just seems like 3.
Well, I'm still thinking double play in my head.
I look at my score pad. I already marked down that's the end of the inning. So
you go back to that fly ball out there. Dietrich should have gone almost around second base, right? Tagged it if he had to come back, but he should have gone much further down than he did. He could have gone down to second base and got a better view of that and still gotten back.
That one is a rocket in the left center field, and that one is going to go all the way back to the wall. On his way to second is Holiday, and he's got a stand-up double.
Can't even get a point in here without another line drive somewhere.
Kapler is creeping towards the top step. Take another look. So this is Odubel. This is the play that we've been talking about. You can tell he's fighting the sun, and he really never sees it. So he drops it, goes hard into the fence. The base runners, Dietrich was on first, almost the second. And
so why isn't Dietrich looking out at the outfield? He's looking at the coach.
I think he got fooled because he did look and Castro was tagging. I guess he thought when he saw Castro tagging, well, he must have caught it. I got to retreat. O'Brien hit it. He was watching the.
Yeah.
He was watching O'Doubel. He wasn't watching anything in front of him. It's like Mr. Magoo driving, Michael. He just don't look and just keep going.
Kind of the perfect storm to allow that to happen as O'Brien passed Dietrich.
A lot of wild things going on last night, today. Man. Seeing things we haven't seen. Haven't seen that since Gary Maddox ran, or since Tim McCarver ran around Gary Maddox.
Well, 2 outs, runner at second. And Rafael Ortega will be the batter for the Marlins. So if there's a silver lining, Jose Ureña's day is done.
Little nugget there up on the scoreboard. Ortega has a hit in 20 of the 31 games he's been in the big leagues.
You like him?
I do.
He told me today, well, how come this Ortega guy isn't playing?
Base run was a little suspect the other day.
In the dirt. It's played by Alfaro.
(5-2) in Atlanta. Atlanta scored a couple only in the 5th inning.
The 1-2 pitch, and that one gets past Alfaro. It comes right back, all the way back to Luis Garcia. He just missed it.
Maybe he was waiting for it to break down.
It looked like his eyes were closed. Let me ask you something, though. That ball hit the wall, went through his legs again, or went through his legs, and out to Luis. Have we ever seen a wild pitch and the pitcher throws a guy out at third?
I don't think I have. 2-2 pitch. Ball foul. Count remains full to Rafael Ortega. Swing and a miss, and he got it. So the inning comes to a close, but not before the Marlins are able to put 3 more runs on the board. Phils have their work cut out for them as we head to the bottom of the 6th. They trail it 6-1.
bats going. And the job has become a little bit more difficult, but starting pitcher Jose Urena is out of this ball game, and the Marlins will turn towards their bullpen. Rhys Hoskins will be the first to face Tyler Kinley, who we saw last night, appearing in his 5th game.
Look at those numbers, Michael. I know it's limited, but
a lot of zeros.
A lot of zeros. Hasn't given up a run yet. And what, this is his 5th outing? 4 outings? Lefties haven't gotten a hit off of him yet. Righties hitting 200.
You see the guy who like pitched 3rd last night that threw real hard?
Yeah.
No time like the present.
You know it's a tough league when the guy strikes out the side in the 5th inning and they pinch hit for him.
First pitch to Rhys Hoskins is a little bit upstairs for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Ball 2.
Good time to take a pitch there. I know Rhys swung at it, but sometimes I go back to that, John. You get down 5 runs in the late innings of ball games. You got to, you got to make him throw a strike before you swing the bat.
Upstairs, ball 3, 3-1 now to Rhys Hoskins. Yeah, Phillies need base runners. Dribble Cabrera waits on deck. Hoskins with the count 3-1. Did he go? Yes, he did. So 3-2 now to Hoskins. 98-mile-per-hour fastball. That one out of play. We'll do it again. The count remains full to Hoskins.
Little 99 for you. They got some him. Guerrero coming out of that bullpen, man. They can wing it.
Foul ball. Kinley has a sign. The 3-2 pitch. Fouled off again.
Amazing, isn't it? 6-1 lead, 3-2. He throws 100, and he's thrown in 2 3-2 breaking balls. And Rhys has fouled him off.
Yeah.
I think that's the amazing thing.
Three-two pitch. Swung on and hit well. Left field. Going back on it, and that ball is off the top of the wall. It is in play. Rhys Hoskins will cruise into second with a stand-up double. Just missed his 32nd home run of the year.
Good at bat by Rhys.
Yeah, and a leadoff base runner.
You fought off a couple of good, nasty pitches. And a fastball right down there. I think he got it down on the end a little bit. If he hadn't, it would have gone out of the ballpark for sure. But, you know, I actually, this would be a crazy.
I know what you're going to say.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
Go ahead.
I'd rather that ball stay in the ballpark. Because to me, a home run in the late innings like this is a rally killer. In other words, I like to see men on base. It affects where people play. Keeps the pitcher in a stretch. Feel like you're rallying as a team.
Yeah, you string a couple together, you feel like, you know, you trade places a couple of times, the next thing you know, you're right back in it. I understand that mentality. Well, as Asdrubal Cabrera is the batter, it was a 9-pitch at bat for Rhys Hoskins. Hoskins takes his lead off of second. And Cabrera swings through that. 1-1.
Ooh, nasty changeup. Man, it's tough. It's 10 miles an hour difference in that fastball and that changeup. That's like 1.5 feet if you're a hitter.
Popped up and out of play. So 1-2 now to Cabrera. Goes upstairs and gets that. It's a slow roller. And the shortstop will pick it up. JT Riddle was playing on the right side of the bag and make the throw over to first for the first out. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Rhys Hoskins wasn't able to advance, so he's still there at second base. 1 out.
I think Rhys got a bad read on that, but look, better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
But he did get a bad read on that ball because he was very aggravated with himself that he wasn't at third base.
It was a strange hit ball.
Yeah, it was.
It's like he hit Riddle a changeup.
It's like the ball laid on his bat for a second or two and threw it out there. But I think from his vantage point, he probably realized he could tell the ball was going to be, you know, caught on the ground and not in the air.
Carlos Santana grounds one foul. It's 0-2 now to Santana.
We were playing the Padres. I would let off with a double. And a line drive short hop to Robbie Alomar at second. I couldn't advance, so it's a 4-3. Couldn't advance. Next guy hit a line drive. I think it was Ricky Jordan. Hit a line drive to left field at Kevin McReynolds short hop, and I couldn't advance. The next guy finally got a base hit. Bo was at third. I go, what the hell were you waiting on?
0-2 pitch.
Did you finally score?
Swings and misses.
I did score, but it took a ground out to second, a line drive to left, a base hit to left, just to get me to third base from second. That's when you know you're carrying a bigger piano than what you wanted.
Well, now there are 2 outs, and Odubel Herrera will be the batter. Hoskins over there at second. Don't want to leave him out there. Lead off double to start this inning. First pitch to Odubel is a little low for a ball. 1-0. fouls it back 1-1 to Odubel Herrera. Phillies need a 2-out hit right here.
Did you all hear that? Urania left the game with cramping in his right hand.
Precautionary measures for the Marlins. So. 1-2 pitch to Odubel. Popped up left side. Rojas in foul territory, and he makes the catch. And the Phils squander a chance to score a run with the leadoff double from Rhys Hoskins. And we will head to the 7th inning at the Phillies still trailing by 5. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda Dealers game summary. Started off well for the Phils. Cesar Hernandez hit the first pitch of the ball game, or first pitch he saw in the ball game over the fence. Phils 1-0 lead, but Peter O'Brien and his 2-run home run. Also a fielder's choice. He has 3 RBIs tonight. Urania was good for the Marlins. Some defensive miscues for the Phillies as well, and they trail at 6-1 right now. Enyel De Los Santos will be the new pitcher for the Phillies, and it was part of a double switch for Gabe Kapler as Aaron Alteras checked into the ball game for Odubel Herrera, and he's now out there in right field. Top of the order for the Marlins here in the 7th, JT Riddle. First pitch from De Los Santos is over for a strike. Line foul out of play. Kyle Bearclaw starting to warm up for the Marlins as that pitch is outside for a ball, 1-2. punched back up the middle and underneath the glove of J.P. Crawford, and that's a base hit for Riddle. Time now for our Coors Timeless Moment, brought to you by Coors Banquet. And we take you back to September 16, 1997. Curt Schilling strikes out 9 in beating the Mets to become the first Phillies pitcher, right-handed pitcher with 300 strikeouts in a season, and the 13th player in baseball history. September 16, 1997.
Didn't Robin Roberts strike out 300 in a season? Apparently not.
I know he pitched 300 innings a bunch of times.
So Riddle leads off first, and go
Think
Rojas.
about that though. 30. He probably got 32 starts, maybe. Struck out over 300.
Schill?
Yeah, it's over 10 a game. Ugh. He might strike out 15 a game if he pitched today. He could really elevate his fastball.
He was, well, you know, borderline Hall of Famer, of course. Rojas 1 for 3 this afternoon for the Marlins, and ground ball to the left side. Crawford has it, flips over to Hernandez for 1, and in time, double play. Hard slide down there at second, but Hernandez able to make a good throw over to Santana. And 6-4-3 is the double play.
Nice play all around. De Los Santos gets the double play ball, this slide. Oh, and that's going to be our ground ball to short. Crawford, nice throw to Cesar, over to first for 2. We might see a little bit of a hard slide here. Ooh, yeah, a little old school stuff there.
I like it.
And that's your Hyundai Defensive Player of the Game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
That's 2 big outs for De Los Santos, and they'll bring up Starlin Castro, and Castro takes that first pitch outside for a ball. Catches a piece, 1-1 now to Castro. One pitch inside for a ball. 3-1 as the shadows start to creep across the pitcher's mound here.
It doesn't bode well for a team that has to score 5 runs to tie it.
Ground ball. Crawford. And that's the 3rd out. So nice job by Aniel De Los Santos, who gets the 3rd out. And well, we're between here in the 7th inning. We're going to stay right here at Citizens Bank Park and listen to a rendition of God Bless America today. Peyton Taylor and Taryn Kosha doing the singing of God Bless America. Wait for Dan Baker.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her
Peyton Taylor and Karen Kosha.
Call up their top pitching prospect, Justice Sheffield, has been called up. 22-year-old lefty. He will pitch out the rest of the season with the Yanks. And what a pitching matchup between the Yanks and the Mets and Boston today. DeGrom and Sale. Now Sale is still in his pitch count because coming off the injury, only went 3 innings in that one, pitched well. But how about DeGrom today? First pitcher not named Seaver or Gordon. The Gooden guys with a 250-plus strikeouts in a season. He hasn't allowed more than 4 runs in a start at all this season. And his 10th game this season with 10 strikeouts or more. Jacob DeGrom has been unbelievable this year.
You have to think with the struggle that Scherzer had in Atlanta and Aaron struggles his last couple starts that
Gonna be close.
DeGrom's just
It's gonna be
probably
close.
passed him up or.
You still think it'll be close?
Well, DeGrom's impressive. We got, a couple more starts for each of the other guys,
Absolutely.
right?
Yep, you're right. You're right.
Somebody throws a no-hitter. Somebody throws a couple of shutouts.
He doesn't look like he's slowing down anytime soon. But, yeah, it's been a remarkable season for DeGrom. Kyle Barraclough is the new pitcher for the Marlins. And he's facing J.P. Crawford. Crawford 1 for 2 today.
We need to get going here, man.
Yeah.
Can you a comeback here to win this ball game? Can you imagine the momentum that would create?
The energy, yep. It would be terrific.
Have you noticed that JP, since he's been back up, he's moved closer to home plate? Remember how far away he was?
Well, he's definitely swinging the bat better since being called back up. Maybe the two are connected. He's behind in the count here, 1-2. Oh, that hit him on the
That's
foot.
okay. That's okay.
Easy for you to say. It looks like he's okay, so that's good news.
I watched a guy named P. Rose stick his leg out on those kind of pitches all the time. Sprint to first.
And you see right.
Oh, on your toe. See. That's not good on your toe.
That's similar to what happened to Roman Quinn when he fractured his toe.
Yeah, well, let's hope it's not anything like that. He looks like he's okay. He's down there taking his lead off first, and that'll bring up Jorge Alfaro. First pitch to Alfaro.
If you were in the late innings, excuse me, or if you were in the late innings and you wanted to start off a comeback, wouldn't you trade a hit by pitch for making an out anyway? Or another pitch? Would you trade a hit by pitch for? Absolutely.
Inside.
I only had 2.
Hit by pitch?
In my big league career.
You were only hit twice?
Twice.
Jeez.
Once in the foot.
That's what I'm talking about, the left-handers.
Once in the elbow.
That's unbelievable.
Quick, Murph.
Yeah, you are.
Don't let the size fool you.
1-1 pitch. Over for a strike. It's 1-2.
You're serious about that? Twice in your career, you go years with 0.
Yeah, in the minor leagues, I got hit a lot, but I don't know what happened. Probably because I'm so cheerful and
Yeah, no one wanted to.
lovable.
Yeah, that's it.
You've witnessed that, Murph.
I sure have. Alfaro goes down swinging. First out here in the 7th. So that'll bring up Aaron Altair. Part of the double switch last inning. So getting his first at bat of the ball game. He had a huge night on Friday night. Let's see if he can't get something going here in the 7th for the Phillies. Crawford leads off first. First pitch is a ball. It's 1-0. In the dirt. Nice play by Holiday behind the plate. It's 2-1 now to Altair.
I wonder where we're going to see the aerobics class start up back in the bullpen up there for the Marlins.
One pitch. And did he go? Yes, he did. Says Chris Segal down there at first base.
So the breaking ball hits JP and he never moved his feet. Alfaro looked like he couldn't see a thing, and now Aaron just takes that pitch right down the middle. And
yeah, you can see the lights dancing.
Yeah,
the shadow.
There you see the shadow right there. That can be tough on the eyes for a hitter.
And he pops that one down the right field line and out of play. Count is 2-2 to Altair. One out, runner on first for the Phils. Trailed by 5. Line shot inside the bag and fair down the left field line. Crawford around second. He'll get to third. He's going to be held up there. And that is a stand-up double for Aaron Altair. And a rocket off his bat, and the Phillies have something going. Runners at second and third, one out here in the 7th.
saw that one. That one didn't trick him.
A little fastball in the inside corner.
Hey, look where Holiday wanted it though, out away. That baby down, that ball was smoked.
So that'll bring up Roman Quinn. Base hit, you would think, would score 2. Good speed. And Aaron Altair at second. It'll be Quinn and then the top of the order for the Phils. First pitch to Quinn, sails outside, 1-0.
Every guy just has to grind their at-bats out. Just grind your at-bats out. Do everything you can not to make an out if you're a hitter. That's how you keep rallies going.
Ground ball, left side. It's going to score a run. They throw the third. What a mistake.
What?
By JT Riddle.
What a break we got there.
No chance to get Aaron Altair. He would have gotten Roman Quinn, but instead throws behind the runner. Run scores. Runners on the corners for the Phils.
That's a huge 6-1. You take the out with, especially with one out.
There's the problem right there. I agree with you, John. You definitely shouldn't be thinking about throwing over there, but he thought he had an easy play, and then he kind of got, ball kind of got a little stuck, and he
didn't even throw it hard.
Exactly. You had to throw a little bit harder if you're going to get him.
He forgot the outs the other night. Do you think he thought it was a force play? I mean, Quinn's out. But do you think he forgot? He thought there was first and second?
And he probably didn't realize how fast Aaron Altair was.
Man, what a break.
What a break. So the Phils need to take advantage of it. Cesar Hernandez steps in. Led off the game with a home run for the Phils. Throw over to first.
If he gets picked off.
Quinn's able to get back.
So what is that? A fielder's choice, I would imagine? Can't be a hit.
I guess they can't really give Roman Quinn a hit on that, so. There goes Roman. And he got a huge jump, no throw. Barraclough had stepped off the rubber there. He might have been able to get Roman Quinn, but stolen base for Quinn. Second and third now with one out.
Same situation again.
Look at that.
Almost like an uncontested stolen base.
Yeah, defensive indifference. Except they were trying to defend it. They just didn't.
Yeah. Count is 1-0 to Cesar. Runners on second and third. It's over for a strike, 1-1.
See, I wouldn't turn down a home run right now.
Okay. You take that?
Yeah, but go back to the last inning. Reese leads off with a double. Can't move him, can't bring him in, and you know, it's a whole different ball game if that run scores. You know, base hit here would make it 6-5 instead of 6-4.
Outside, 2-1. Hoskins waits on deck. Cesar was the hero in last night's game. 2-1 pitch. Fly ball, left field. Dean has it. Tagging is Aaron Altair. He draws the throw, and then he hits back.
Oh, what?
And then they fumble the ball.
What are we doing?
He was trying to kind of bat the ball with his glove right at the guy at third base. You know what I mean? He wasn't trying to catch the ball. He was trying to bat it like
high lie. Trying to play high lie.
You don't see that often in baseball.
I can honestly say I've never seen that.
Take another
There we go. Watch this. Bat it like a.
Yeah, just kind of throw it out of his glove immediately to try and get Aaron Altair. It really wasn't that far.
A baseball glove isn't a good item to bat the ball with, you know, the leather baseball glove.
All right, so Rhys Hoskins is the batter with 2 outs. All they need is a base hit from Rhys. Will score 2. He takes the first pitch, and it's low for a ball. It's 1-0. You can see Barraclough in the shadows. Hoskins in the sun. Barraclough steps off. Pitch. This is 2-0. That one's over for a strike, so 2-1 now to Hoskins. Hoskins 2 for 3 today. This would be a big spot for his third hit.
A nice spot for his 32nd homer, too.
Okay. 2-1 pitch. Out straight back. It's 2-2.
Isn't he their closer? Steckenrider is their closer. He has been. Took over for Bearclaw, right?
Yep. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Tell you, there's no way I'd challenge him with a fastball here from Bearclaw. No way.
The way this at bat's going, he might not throw another pitch.
Well, you know, with the shadows hanging over home plate like that, I think it'd be much tougher to hit a ball that has movement from right to left than a fastball. You know what I mean? Something that you really have to follow and see good with your eyes.
Well, they have a conversation about it. He and Holiday get on the same page.
They were talking about this very subject, I guarantee you.
2-2 pitch. Called, third strike. And there you have it. So the Phils get a run in the inning, but they leave 2 in scoring position. We will head to the top of the 8th inning. The Marlins lead it 6-2. Hurry to your local Delaware Valley Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by Jefferson Health. Call 1-800-JEFF-NOW or visit jeffersonhealth.org. 6-2. Marlins over the Phils right now, top of the 8th. Phils had some chances in their bottom half of the 7th, able to get 1. And De Los Santos back out on the hill for the Phils. He'll face Derek Dietrich to lead it off here in the 8th. First pitch to Dietrich is low. Ball 1. Ground ball right back to De Los Santos. 1 out.
Here we go.
Time now for your Stump the Fans answer. Guys, you've had some time to think about it. The question was, who are the only 2 players besides Mike to lead the Phillies in home runs between 1980 and 1989? Now, you immediately figured out the years, right?
Yeah, and we don't have it. I got some names. John might have some names over there.
I think Von Hayes led in '89.
Von Hayes is correct. 26 in 1989.
You were here.
And I got a little Relance Parrish, Ricky Jordan.
Did Vaughn do it again in '88?
How about the heck's his name?
Ground ball, foul. You want me to give you the same hint I gave you on Friday night? Two first names.
Two first names. Darren Dalton.
How about Bradley? Phil Bradley.
Phil Bradley.
That's two first
They
names.
both fit the category. How about Chris James? He had 19 in 1988. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of Phillies prize pack. Okay, that was a tough one, I guess.
Yeah.
Kiss of death when he tells you, oh, this is going to be too easy.
Bryant swings through that. It's 2-2 to Peter O'Brien. Well, I was pulling for you guys. I thought you were going to get it.
Yeah, you were. Lie.
Ooh, inside. That just
Umpire
missed.
raised up a little bit like he was going to call that.
De Los Santos wanted that one. So the count is full now to Peter O'Brien. Swings through that one. Held on by Jorge Alfaro, and that's a strikeout for De Los Santos in the second out here in the eighth.
96-mile-an-hour fastball. This young man got some life to that arm.
Terrific season down in the Lehigh Valley. De Los Santos, we saw him briefly up here in the big leagues a couple of times. Lewis Brinson is the batter. He takes a swing and he misses. 0-1 to Brinson.
Probably not good bounce when you finish your swing and you're pointing in the third base dugout for a right-handed hitter. You see that? Like those two swings. Might as well throw another one.
Now here's the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop. Crawford has it. And 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins here in the eighth inning. Nice job by De Los Santos. We'll head to the bottom of the eighth. Phils trail at 6-2. Season when the Atlanta Braves come to town. Friday, September 28th at 7:05. Saturday, September 29th at 7:05. And then Sunday is Fan Appreciation Day. Game time 3:05, as is every game in Major League Baseball that day. Free PGW 2019 schedule fathead to all fans. Order your tickets now at Phillies.com. So the bottom of the 8th has arrived. Phils will have to face Drew Steckenrider. Checks into the ballgame for the Marlins. It's 4-4 with a 4.11 ERA in 67 games so far this season.
I wonder who Gabe's going to hit. Third hitter in this inning, pitcher spot. Got plenty of guys to choose from.
Well, Asdrubal Cabrera will lead it off. He's 0 for 3 today. Some changes for the Marlins defensively. Rojas is over there at first now. Rivera at third. Cabrera fouls that one out of play. Some changes in the outfield as well.
So Dietrich comes out.
He's out of the ball game. Yep. Steckenrider steps off. The 2 pitch outside for a ball, 1-2. Going to miss, and he gets him. Cabrera strikes out for the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. And that'll bring up Carlos Santana. Andrew Knapp has made his way on to the on-deck circle. That one off the end of the bat, popped sky high. Tough play, and what a nice catch by the left fielder right there, Galloway, as he comes in and hops over JT Riddle.
Yeah, that's an accident waiting to happen right there. He was flying in there. He's screaming, "I got it, I got it, I got it."
That's our GMC precision play of the game, and Galloway very good, very athletic to catch and jump.
Good move. Mr. Dean is out of the game now.
Yeah. Good defensive move indeed. So Santana pops out the left, and there's quickly 2 outs here in the 8th. And that will bring up Andrew Knapp. You see Andrew Knapp's pinch hitting numbers for the season. 5 for 29. Did have that one big home run versus the Nats. Now Phillies need base runners any way they can get them. Outside for a ball, 2-1. J.P. Crawford next up for the Phils. Knapp swings through that. 2-2 now to Andrew Knapp.
Like bad visibility right there, you know. Kind of a indifferent swing at that ball. We used to pray for the sun to go behind the clouds when you were hitting.
Man.
Upstairs, 3-2. Looked like it did briefly there for a second. There you see the shadows. We could see that the shadows have returned. Full count to Andrew Knapp. 3-2 pitch. Swung on. Hit the center field. Going back on it is Brinson. And it looks like he'll have room right up against the wall. And he makes the catch. So Knapp gives it a ride, but not far enough. And 1-2-3 go the Phillies in the bottom of the 8th inning. Head to the 9th. They trail by 4.
WB Mason delivery of the game. Go back to the 4th inning. Peter O'Brien, guys. And
yep. There was down and in fastball. After a wild check swing at the first breaking ball. Boom. Peter O'Brien.
Put the Marlins on top.
Ahead, yeah.
Yeah, put them on top. And
that's your WB Mason delivery of the game.
He added 3 more in the 6th. Phils have had some chances. Not able to push any more across, just the one. So Adam Morgan will pitch here in the 9th, appearing in his 61st game. And Sierra will be the first to face him. Shows bunt. Pulls it back. It's 1-0. Sierra checked in to play right field last inning. Takes that over for a strike. It's 1-1.
Let that one get deep. I've lost my mind.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Upstairs, 2-2. Check swing, did he go? No. The count is full to Sierra. Foul ball. So Morgan gets his sign from Alfaro, pitching from the stretch. He walks him. So the speedy Sierra is a leadoff base runner here in the 9th. That'll bring up Brian Holiday. A couple of doubles for Holiday. Been a good day for him. 2 for 2. He's been on base 3 times. Conley starts to warm up. Adam Conley, the left-hander. Appears that he will pitch the 9th inning for Miami. First pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0.
I don't think I'm breaking any new ground when I say that they can't score anymore. 4 might be enough, but you can't let them score no more.
No. As he swings through that, it's 2-1 now to Holiday. You look ahead to the bottom of the 9th for the Phillies. J.P. Crawford, Alfaro, and Aaron Altair scheduled to hit for the Phils. Swing and a miss. So now the count is even 2-2 to Holiday. Well, every time a Phillies pitcher records a pitch of 95 miles per hour or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. 2-2 pitch outside, 3-2.
Does Adam throw? Now they've been running 3-2, right? And with Sierra's speed, they probably take off again. But does Adam ever throw his changeup to lefties? Such a good pitch.
Well, he loves his sliders to lefties.
No,
we know that.
There we go.
Whoa.
They've got him.
What was that?
You're going to call that a ball.
He looked over there and he had him so dead to right.
Yeah.
He just thought, I could just double pump here.
Yep, he was able to see what was happening. Take a look.
Let's see, we've had the double pump to first, the slap throw at third, the flip from the shortstop as Altair went to second.
Don't forget the
We've had the
runners
pass,
on the base paths.
the runner past the runner.
Tom Homansky's kicking himself right now for putting out those tapes. He could have just watched his game and got a good view of the fundamentals of the game.
3-2 pitch. Fouled at the plate. We've been keeping you up to date on what's happening down in Atlanta, and the Braves are losing, which is what the Phils needed. Certainly much more effective if you couple it with a win here in Philadelphia. 5-2 is the score down there, bottom of the 8th. Ground ball foul. And the count remains 3-2 to Brian Holiday.
Brian Holiday trying to stay alive to advance that runner. It's a big run for them. Go from 4 to 5.
Sure is. 3-2 pitch. Swung on. Fly ball left field. Oh, it's going to be trouble. Long run and nice catch by Hoskins, who fires back to second. Sierra's able to get back to second. Long run for Rhys Hoskins, but he makes the catch.
Had some nice closing speed on that one, did Rhys.
I think that would have fallen in fair territory. It was close, but I think it would have. So nice play by Rhys Hoskins. And that's the first out here in the 9th. Phils came into today's game, as we talked about, trailing the Braves 6.5 games, but in the wild card 4.5. Behind Arizona and St. Louis for that final spot. St. Louis will play tonight against the Dodgers. As Galloway is up for the first time in this one. He watches that one sail outside. It's 1-0. Arizona is losing to Houston 3-1. So opportunities for the Phils. Sierra leads off second. Fly ball center field. Roman Quinn has it and comes up firing. Sierra stays put. So the second out of the inning is recorded. Fly ball to center field. And that will bring up the top of the Marlins order. JT Riddle. Riddle 1 for 4 this afternoon.
I'm looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th. I'm interested in what Gabe will do pinch hitting wise. To bring the left-hander in, the Marlins.
Which we anticipate as big swing and a miss from Riddle right there.
Think he's going to pinch hit for JP?
Based upon his recent history, I would say yes.
Another big swing and a miss.
I would think Kingery would be a possibility. Franco. Can't use Ramos because he'll kind of clog the bases up a little bit.
You can run for him. Batista.
Yeah.
0-2 pitch, fouled back.
For sure.
He's got plenty of options.
That left-hander will not see Hoskins if he gets down to him.
The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and he got him. So Adam Morgan able to strand the runner over there at second. Get the final 3 batters in this 9th inning. So we will head to the bottom of the 9th, and the Phils know exactly what they need to do. They trail it 6-2. Insurance presents Phillies Post Game Live right here from the ballpark with myself and Mike and John, as we'll put a wrap on this one and talk about what went right, hopefully, in a comeback win for the Phils. But certainly they have some work to do here in the bottom of the 9th, but that will be immediately following the game. Pure Auto Insurance presents Phillies Post Game Live. Adam Conley is the new pitcher, the left-hander, appearing in his 48th game. 3-4 with a 4.37 ERA. And as Mike and John were talking about in the top half of the inning, the Phillies look like they will counter with a couple of right-handed hitters. The first being Jose Bautista. He'll lead it off in place of J.P. Crawford, and then you see Wilson Ramos also looming in the on-deck circle. So, but first Bautista. Phillies trail it by 4. Base runners, base runners, base runners.
Yeah, and Conley can walk guys. He can get a little wild, so you got to be very patient with him too.
Any way to get on base, Jose, any way. Start by making him throw a strike. There you go.
Meanwhile, down in Atlanta, and those Braves just do not go away.
No.
They have closed the gap. Washington still with a lead, 5-4. That one's over for a strike, so 2-1 now to Bautista.
Very smart, right? 2-0. Know he's taking all the way.
Now he could bunt.
Swung on, popped up, shallow left field. Shortstop's called off by Galloway, who makes the catch, and that is the first out of the inning. So Wilson Ramos will be the batter. He'll pinch hit for Jorge Alfaro.
Here's the thing, Michael. I know they're still down 4 runs, but if Ramos gets on, you can't run for him now. No more catchers.
Fouls that one out of play.
Unless Santana's willing to put on the gear. Well, let's get to that point first.
Yeah. Actually, that might be a good problem to have if they get to that point. Loses his bat. Fouls it back. It's 0-2 to Ramos.
Didn't he do that the other day?
Yeah,
too?
he did. Threw his bat over there. Must grip it light. I hit my driver sometime like that.
And throw it?
Hope there's not a lake next to you. 0-2 pitch. Goes all the way back to the backstop. It's 1-2.
Tell you what, after watching 81 games here this year, I don't know what that is behind home plate, brick or whatever, but they might have to get some more bricks in there. There's a lot of balls been bouncing off that thing back there.
You're right about that. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he gets it.
I'll tell you what, as a third base coach, that worries you too when you're over there. So, you know, you got to make sure it doesn't bounce back to the catcher.
2 outs. And Aaron Altair is the final hope to keep this one going for the Phils. First pitch to Aaron Altair is over for a strike. It's 0-1. Misses there, does Conley. So 1-1 to Altair. The 1-1 pitch in the dirt. 2-1. Fouled out of play. It is 2-2 now to Aaron Altair. The Phils are down to their final strike. They won the first 2 games of this series. Had a real good opportunity to sweep the Marlins out. Phils are 8-1 versus Miami here at home this year. 2-2 pitch, swung on, line drive, base hit. So he does keep it alive. That one's going to go all the way back to the wall. Aaron Altair will cruise into second. And he is safe at second with a 2-out double.
Big league line drive right there.
Kid,
wow.
Came in off the bench and smoked a couple balls.
Yep. 2 doubles for Aaron Altair since checking into the game. So life remains.
You never know, Murph.
So Roman Quinn will be the batter. With a runner on second in scoring position. Phils have struggled in that scenario. 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position today. 6 left on base. First pitch to Quinn. Base hit back up the middle. That will score Aaron Altair. And he was hunting the first pitch and he got it. And an RBI single for Roman Quinn. 6-3 Miami.
I just look back at the previous inning where we left 2 men on base and all the crazy stuff happened. Only got 1 run, right? You look back at that now and see how big that was. When we get to the 9th inning, if it was, a 2-run deficit or something like that, what a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, the Phils have certainly had their opportunities. Both teams have made mistakes that have given the other team chances. Marlins have converted. The Phils have not yet. They have not yet.
So they're going to keep the left-hander on the mound. Don't see any activity out there, John.
Not unless he comes up with some sort of mystery injury.
If Cesar can get on, you got a pretty good tying run at the plate there.
Runner goes. Defense indifference as Roman Quinn heads down to second.
Wow. 1-0.
Can't swing the bat here. You cannot swing the bat. I'm going to tell you, you can lay your bat on the ground.
Two-0 pitch to Cesar.
You can't swing the bat there. And I only say that because you can't risk making an out on the ball a little bit outside of the strike zone with Rhys Hoskins in the on-deck circle.
Two-one pitch. Check swing, foul ball. And the count is 2-2 now to Cesar.
And my thing was Conley threw a 1-0 changeup in a 6-3 game with your best power hitter up next. You throw a 1-0 changeup to get to 2-0. It's probably his third best pitch.
2-2 pitch. Hard hit.
Oh, there you go.
The second baseman Castro. Roman Quinn comes around to score. That makes it 6-4. And a break for the Phils as there was a hard hit ball, but Castro unable to pick it.
And I don't think Donnie Baseball's ready for this situation, pitching-wise.
So Rhys Hoskins will get a chance as he comes to the plate as the tying run.
Well, our bullpen got up real quick right there as soon as Castro made that error. It looks like, is that Sir Anthony down there?
Take another look. Hard hit, but you know, Castro's got to make that play. E4.
He got to knock it down, one or the other. He tried to catch it off to the side.
You understand? I mean, I keep harping on this, but am I crazy? This is the way I played baseball forever and seen it played, winning baseball forever. On a 2-0 pitch, Cesar can't swing the bat, right? You got to give that umpire a chance to call that pitch ball 3.
Well, that's the way we were raised in it, but different times, Michael.
Well, you know, technically the game should be over. Excuse me.
Yeah, but another opportunity for the Phils as Hoskins steps into the batter's box. It's the tying run, and he takes that first pitch upstairs for a ball.
Tell you what, a lot of people left. He hits a home run here, they're going to be kicking themselves.
He hits a home run right here, I might kick you.
It ain't over yet, though, Mark. It's only tied.
1-0 pitch. Fouls it back, so it's 1-1 to Hoskins.
Pitch to hit it on right there.
Don Mattingly, Gabe Kapler looking on. 6-4. The Phils have scored 2 here in the ninth. They need 2 more. Keep this one going. 1-1 pitch. Outside for a ball. It's 2-1. Cesar Hernandez moves up to second.
You know, it's funny. Why wouldn't you, if you know he's going to run, just fire one in there and pitch out and throw him out?
Because they ain't going to have no one covering, right?
In the dirt and gets away from Holiday, but not far enough for Cesar to advance. So 3-1 now to Rhys Hoskins as Drupal Cabrera waits on deck.
Yeah, no matter how long this game lasts, it's Conley's. They ain't even a thought of putting anyone up in the pen.
Well,
right
you can't throw him a fastball down the middle, can you? First base open like that.
I would think not, but I hope they do.
The 3-1 pitch on the inside corner. 3-2.
ball places to throw this pitch.
P.J. Wellhen's pitch cast. Yep, it's a strike. So 3-2 with 2 outs. Runner on second. Phils trail by 2 here in the bottom of the 9th. Big swing and a miss, and he got him. So Hoskins strikes out, and that will end the ball game. The Phils, well, they made it interesting here in the bottom of the 9th, but just not enough to get it done. They score 2, but they fall in Game 3 of this series, 6-4. They win the series 2-1, but opportunities this afternoon to sweep out the Marlins. Those opportunities have passed. Our Chevrolet player of the game, well, the starting pitcher for the Miami Marlins, Jose Urena, guys, he was pretty good.
Yeah, he threw 1 pitch and was down 1-0 after his first pitch, but then after that, he really commanded the strike zone well. He really, as it got into the game before he started cramping, the changeup came into play, the secondary pitches, a lot of ground ball outs, a lot of weak fly ball outs, not a ton of strikeouts, but except for the last inning he pitched, he struck out the side. But other than that, he was really, really good, and he's our Chevrolet player of the game.
So Urena gets the Chevy player of the game. The Marlins get the win. We'll be back to put a wrap on this one right after this.